I am Taunee Whittenbarger in Cumberland County. I'm a 100% 4-H youth agent. Probably the most memorable success story I have is at this year's Eastern Region Fashion and Design Conference. I was in the sewing room for the entire day, and we had a young lady in there that was a younger 4-H'er, and she was grouped with some more experienced 4-H'ers with the sewing project. So she was a little timid and a little shy about asking for help. So I noticed she was a little hesitant with getting the project started and all. So I spent a few minutes with her showing her how to operate the machine and set the setting just a little bit lower so it wasn't quite as fast. And within probably 30 minutes or so, I looked over there and she had adjusted the speed. She was feeding that fabric through and her work was very good. So that was a really neat success story for me that she caught on that quickly. A few years ago, we did dresses for Africa, where you take pillowcases and you cut them out in the pattern for dresses. And we had probably 10 girls in the summer. It was a summer project that we did, and we sent 13 dresses to the organization that sends those on to Africa. So they got some basic sewing skills. They also got to be a part of a global mission project, and that was really cool that those dresses came from Cumberland County 4-H'ers. Fashion Camp is something that we do every June, at least in the Eastern region. And Fashion Camp is not just sewing or making things or crafting. We try to include line and design as well. We have a day where they make things for their room. We take them shopping, so it's consumer decision making. We give them a little scavenger hunt type activity. So even if they're not going to be shopping that day, they're still going in the stores and they are answering questions and doing this online scavenger hunt. We also take them to a really nice meal and a show while we are in Pigeon Forge. And we've been very fortunate through the years that whoever's doing the show, whichever venue we are at, they will do something special just for us. So we might go early in the day and the costuming person may share his secrets for all the things that he does to make the costumes work on stage. And it's been really neat because some of the girls have actually used some of his very inexpensive techniques in their own sewing projects that they've entered in the fair, or you might see them at Fashion Review during 4-H Fashion Conference. So they've been it's been very neat to see them take those skills and apply those to what they're doing in their project. My favorite part about the Clothing and Textiles project is that I really get to use my specific major. I'm a family and consumer science graduate, but with an emphasis in clothing and textiles. So it really is near and dear to my heart. So being a part of the work group that I've been on this past year, trying to build awareness with the Clothing and Textiles project, and that it's not just sewing, but it's also shopping, it's clothing care, it's the design, graphic design, even STEM jobs, when you look at all of the man-made fabrics that we have now. So girls in science, we're trying to, open their eyes to what they can do in clothing and textiles in a really cool science, science program. When I talk about clothing and textiles, I think sometimes the boys in the class kind of zone out a little bit. So I try to remind them that clothing is a part of everyone's life. And it's a part of everyone's life regardless of budget or style or, where they buy their clothes and things. So really I try to push that, you need to get the most for your clothing dollar. You need to take good care of your clothes and learn how to, wash them properly and take care of them. We also talk about, a lot of the sportswear, the athletic wear, and that really gets the guys focused because they think about football uniforms and basketball uniforms and those name brands and all of that. With the girls, you mentioned clothing, and most of the girls are, immediately interested. But with clothing and textiles, we do try to include the sewing aspect of it, but also it's the shopping, it's the personal style, your personal image, what it is that you're trying to express with your clothing.